Welcome to Photo Foray. My name is John Weinberg, and today we're going to be talking about gear. Wanted to give you a quick rundown of what equipment I'm using for these videos. So I want to start off with the camera. The camera I'm using is a Nikon D7000. It's a DX format or crop sensor, 16.2 megapixel, shoots 6 frames per second on continuous high, and it also shoots full HD video. It's one of the main reasons I chose this camera. It shoots at 1080p in high definition, but most of the videos I'm shooting are going to be in 720p. Makes it a little bit easier to edit and to handle on the computer. So that's the camera. It's a great camera. I pretty much have been a Nikon user most of my life. Started with a Nikon FE2, an old film camera. Shot with that all the way until '05, when I purchased a Nikon D70, which was a 6 megapixel digital, and it was my first digital camera, and it was a great camera. Still takes amazing pictures, and I still take it out to shoot. So that's the camera. Once again, Nikon D7000. The video features are awesome. The only drawback is that the output is the file extension is a .mov as opposed to an MPEG or other formats, so you have to convert it before you can work with it in iMovie. So just a minor drawback. Otherwise, fantastic camera. So let's move on to the lens. The lens I'm using is a 35 millimeter Nikon 1.8 G. It's a DX lens, and it's a prime lens. I like to shoot with primes. Rather zoom with my feet, and gives me the opportunity to look at different angles on images that I'm taking, rather than relying on a zoom, standing in one place or sitting in one place taking images. I like to move around. I like to get closer or further away from my subjects. Gives me different viewpoints. So the prime kind of forces me to do that, and that's why I chose this lens. And then I found out it's actually a really good cinema lens. It takes a pretty nice video, and I've been able to get some pretty great images with it as well. So that's the lens, 35 millimeter 1.8 DX lens. It's about a $200 lens, and very affordable, and you get a lot for your money. Then let's move on to the tripod. I'm actually using a pretty low-end tripod. It's a 7050 Promaster, and entry-level tripod, around $60 retail. And it's a workhorse. I take it everywhere. I don't worry about it when I go backpacking. I'm not going to worry about breaking it, scratches on it, etc. Where, if I had a $200 tripod, I'd probably be a little bit more worried when I strap it to the backpack and head out into the middle of nowhere. So one of the reasons I chose this tripod. Now, I'll probably be upgrading to probably a three-legged thingy, which is another brand, or Manfrotto has some amazing tripods. But that's further on down the road. So that's that equipment. That's pretty much my setup: the D7000, the 35 millimeter 1.8, and the ProMaster tripod. Now for audio, I'm using the Rode Smart Lav. It's a lapel mic, and it gets really good audio for a really low price. It's $60 for the mic. It's a clip-on, and it's what you're listening to right now, so you be the judge. Definitely an upgrade from the on-camera microphone on the D7000. On-camera mics are not famous for, giving you great quality. So went with this mic, and I've actually really enjoyed it without spending a ton of money. And that pretty much rounds out my gear for these videos. Now, once again, it's not an exhaustive list of what I'm using, 100% in my bag all the time, but it's just what I've been using for these videos. So yeah, pretty good setup, and it's working really well for me. And I don't really feel the need right now to upgrade to anything else. I want to master all, these different pieces of equipment when it comes to video. This is pretty much my first foray into video, and I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you enjoy these videos as well. I went out to the Sonoma coast, out to Goat Rock State Beach, and took some video, which you're watching now. And the only issue that I had, I'm still in auto. I'm trying to, get out of auto and move on to the manual settings. But I've been, for the first few videos, been on auto settings, autofocus, and auto exposure on the camera for the videos. I'm not used to shooting anything in auto. I've been shooting manual or aperture priority for years and years and years. So being in auto is kind of tough for me, but I wanted to see what the camera could do. So you're looking at some video right now of waves coming on shore. It's a beautiful day. It's the worst time of the day to be shooting with the sun pretty much directly overhead. But I wanted to see what the capabilities of the camera were. You'll notice some of the issues I'm dealing with is the adjustment of the camera for the lighting when the waves come in. So as the wave comes in and goes back out, you're going to see a change in probably the aperture, is what I'm guessing, is that it's trying to adjust, and then you get a bright light, and then it drops down and gives you the proper exposure. So I'm probably going to get into manual for the next videos to give you, an idea of what that's like, and I'll give you examples of what settings I'm using, and we'll see where it goes from here. So once again, just playing around with these videos and having some fun and learning a lot along the way. I'm going to be adding audio on this one, so I'm going to be using iMovie. iMovie is my software of choice. In order to get the video into iMovie, I'm having to convert it using QuickTime Pro. So I'm using QuickTime Pro to convert the .mov files that are coming out of the D7000 and converting them into MPEG so that I can go ahead and do some editing in iMovie, because iMovie will not recognize the .mov. It's more of a finished video format. So the conversion can take about 15 to 20 minutes depending on the size of the file, and yeah, so far it's working. In a future camera I might look for the ones that have the different outputs, or if anybody has any tips regarding the different outputs for the D7000, haven't been able to figure out any other way to change the output from .mov, and everything I'm reading basically says that's the only option. So if you know something different, feel free to share. I'd love to learn. Big part of what I'm doing is learning from you as well. If you have tips, tricks, hints, things that I can learn from, different ways of doing things, or your experiences, go ahead and throw them out there. I'm doing this in order to learn and to teach as well. And if there's something more that I'm not covering, please let me know. So once again, you're listening to Photo Foray, and I know I've covered a lot of stuff here. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope it's good information. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think of the videos, and also the quality of this audio compared to what you're used to or what you like. If you have any microphones that you think I might enjoy that aren't going to break the bank. Trying to go for the under 100, 150 price point for microphones. But I'm definitely interested in upgrading at some point. So once again, Photo Foray, and WeinbergImages.com is the website, and that's WINEBERGIMAGES.com, and there's a Photo Foray tab on that website. Come and check us out, and also check out some of my photography as well. Thank you for listening and watching, and hope you come back for more. Take care.